Alright, what if I have x squared minus 5x equals 23? Well, if I subtract 23 from both sides, I'm not going to have a perfect square. So what do I need to add to both sides to get a perfect square? Well, I need to add negative 5 over 2 squared. So 23 plus negative 5 over 2 squared, and that gives me... So now I have x squared minus 5x plus negative 5 halves squared equals 23 plus 25 over 4. 23 is 92 over 4, and so I add that to 25 and I get 117. So now I get x minus 5 halves, the whole thing squared, equals 117 over 4. Now I'm going to square root both sides, and I get x minus 5 halves equals plus or minus radical 117 over 4. So now I need to simplify this. So the first thing I'm going to do is separate the radicals so that I have radical 117 over radical 4. And radical 4 we know is just going to be 2. And radical 117 breaks down into 9 times 13, so that's going to be 3 radical 13. So I have x minus 5 halves equals positive 3 radical 13 over 2, or x minus 5 halves equals negative 3 radical 13 over 2. So I'm going to add 5 halves to both sides, and I get x equals 5 halves plus 3 radical 13 over 2. Since my denominators are the same, I can combine, and I get 5 plus 3 radical 13 all over 2. Or I get x equals 5 minus 3 radical 13 all over 2. Excellent. Let's try another problem. So what if I have this problem? 3x squared plus 4x minus 1 equals 0. Well, first thing I'm going to do is add 1 to both sides, because this is obviously not a perfect square. So I get 3x squared plus 4x equals 1. Now I need to get rid of this coefficient of 3. I don't like that there. So I'm going to divide everything by 3. So that gives me x squared plus 4/3 x equals 1/3. Now I'm going to complete the square. So x squared plus 4/3 x plus, well, this is going to be 4/3 divided by 2, which is really going to be 4 over 6 squared, equals 1/3 plus 4 over 6 squared. And 4 over 6 squared is really 2/3 squared, which is 4/9. So I get x plus 2/3 squared equals 1/3 plus 4/9. So now we need to combine some fractions, and then we're going to square root. So what's that going to look like? So we have x plus 2/3 squared equals 1/3 plus 4/9. And so 1/3 is really 3/9. So 3/9 plus 4/9 gives me 7/9. So x plus 2/3 squared equals 7/9. So I'm going to square root both sides. And I get x plus 2/3 equals plus or minus the square root of 7 over 9. I want to simplify that, so I'm going to plus or minus the radical 7 over radical 9, which then gives me plus or minus radical 7 over 3. So now I have x plus 2/3 equals plus or minus radical 7 over 3. So I'm going to do x plus 2/3 equals positive radical 7 over 3, or x plus 2/3 equals negative radical 7 over 3. So I'm going to subtract 2/3 from each side, and I get negative 2 plus radical 7 over 3, or negative 2 minus radical 7 over 3. And we'll do more problems in class.